If you clicked on this video, you probably know a little bit to nothing about the Bill of Rights here in the United States. In this video, I will be explaining what the Bill of Rights is and what they contain. I will be giving some history on the topic, and then I will show you how important this document is today. So first of all, the United States Constitution was ratified during the Constitutional Convention on September 17, 1787. The Constitution consists of the preamble, 7 articles, and the 27 amendments up to today. The first 10 original amendments of the Constitution are referred to as the Bill of Rights. The Bill of Rights was mostly written by the Secretary of State, James Madison. The name sounds familiar. Yes, James Madison was the 4th President of the United States. But before you get carried away, remember this was in 1787. The 10 amendments are rules or services that guarantee essential rights and civil liberties. These amendments were mostly rules that the American people thought were unfair during the British rule. An example of this is when King George III in Parliament ignored colonist petitions protesting the Stamp Act of 1765. You can see the colonists applying their reasoning starting from the First Amendment of the Constitution, which is, Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion, or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech or of the press, or the right of the people peacefully to assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. In case that was way too much wording, it essentially means that every citizen of the United States has the freedom of religion, speech, the press, petition, and assembly. I'm going to keep the Second Amendment pretty short. The Second Amendment is a well-regulated military being necessary to the security of a free state. The right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. This amendment essentially means that citizens of the United States have the right to bear arms for self-defense. The Third Amendment fixed a big problem that the British government imposed on the colonists before independence. The Third Amendment states that no soldier shall in the time of peace be quartered in any house without the consent of the owner, nor in the time of war, or in a manner to be prescribed by law. In other words, the government cannot force people to quarter troops in their homes. The British did this to a lot of local colonists who didn't support the British but continued to sell them supplies because of better earnings. This is why this was made into an amendment to stop it from happening again. The Fourth Amendment of the United States Constitution states that the right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrant shall issue but upon probable cause, supported by oath or affirmation, and particularly describing the place to be searched and the persons or things to be seized. If you need this to be explained in an easier manner, it means that this amendment protects citizens from unreasonable searches in their homes. In fact, you'd be surprised, but this amendment was actually broken by the government itself. If you are interested in learning more about the event, click the video in the eye in the top right corner to find out what caused the government to break this rule. The Fifth Constitutional Amendment states, no person shall be held to answer for a capital or otherwise infamous crime unless on a presentment or indictment of a grand jury, except in cases arising in the land or naval forces or in the military. When in actual services in time of war or public danger, nor shall any person be subject for the same offense to be twice put in jeopardy of life or limb, nor shall be compelled in any criminal case to be witness against himself, nor be deprived of life, liberty, or property, without due process of law, nor shall private property be taken for public use without just compensation. To shorten the description of this amendment, it means that it protects the basic rights of the Constitution to people accused of wrongdoing or crimes. In criminal cases, the Fifth Amendment guarantees the right to a grand jury and forbids double jeopardy and protects against self-incrimination. The Founding Fathers believed that if someone who broke the law got protected by this amendment, they wouldn't be tempted to break the law again. The Sixth Amendment of the Constitution explains, "In all criminal prosecutions, the accused shall enjoy the right to a speedy and public trial by an impartial jury of state and district wherein the crime shall have been committed, which district shall have previously ascertained by law, and to be informed of nature and cause of the accusation, to be confronted with the witnesses against him, and to have compulsory process for obtaining witnesses in his favor, and to have the assistance of counsel for his defense." To simplify this, the Sixth Amendment says that people have the right to trial by jury in criminal cases. To protect the other end of this amendment, the Seventh Amendment was created so that the right to trial by jury in civil cases was allowed. This enforces that everyone going to court has people with equal knowledge accompanying them. The Eighth Amendment says that excessive bail shall not be required, nor excessive fines imposed, nor cruel and unusual punishments inflicted. This essentially means that the amendment forbids excessive bail and cruel or unusual punishment. The British often use extreme measures of punishment to people who are not loyal to Britain. The ninth liberty in the Constitution explains that the enumeration in the Constitution of certain rights should not be construed to deny or disparage others retained by the people. To prevent future problems with rights for the United States citizens, the Ninth Amendment was created so that people's rights are not limited to those listed in the Constitution. The final 10th Amendment in the Bill of Rights is about state and the people. It states that the powers not delegated to the United States by the Constitution, nor prohibited by it to the states, are reserved to the states respectively or to the people. To put this into a simpler form, states or people have all powers not denied or given to the federal government by the Constitution. The 10th Amendment was intended to confirm the understanding of the people at the time the Constitution was adopted. The powers not granted to the United States were reserved to the states or to the people. That sums up all of the 10 amendments that make up the American document called the Bill of Rights. A lot of time and effort has been put into writing and perfecting the Constitution and amendments within. The Bill of Rights was strongly influenced by the Virginia Declaration of Rights written by George Mason. Other precursors include English documents such as the Magna Carta, the Petition of Right, the English Bill of Rights, and the Massachusetts Body of Liberties. Today, the Bill of Rights plays an important role in society because it reminds us of where our country started and the thought process behind building and establishing such an advanced country. Since the first 10 amendments were established in 1787, there have been 17 more amendments added to the Constitution of the United States of America. I hope this video makes you realize that we can look back into the past and apply the good things people have done and apply them to our lives today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please feel free to give a like on this video to help me out and subscribe to my channel if you like my content. Hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.